Okay, hello everybody. Hello, and welcome everyone. Welcome. What is going on, my friends? How are you? What is up? I say hey. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? Yes, good morning. Today is Wednesday, November 14th, 2018, and I am Darkside Phil, and I welcome you to a full day of new release streaming. That is right, the second full back-to-back day of new release streaming, and the 9th straight day that I am streaming. That is right. Whew. And listen, guys and gals, I've definitely enjoyed the last 9 days. It's been a lot of fun covering all these crazy amounts of new releases. I mean, just think about all the stuff that we did in the last 9 days. Just think about it. Wrapped up the Forza Horizon 4 playthrough. Had significant progress and finished up the Red Dead Redemption 2 playthrough. Had way big progress in Dragon Quest XI, including finishing up the mainline storyline of the game and heading into the post-game, which has completely flipped the game on its head, reset the plot, and made it quite more interesting, right? You know, dabbled a little bit more in Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Black Ops 4 Blackout, and now started up 2 brand new playthroughs with Hitman 2 and Spyro 2, right? Pretty damn crazy. A lot of fun, and just basically has been a really good time. You know, these last couple of weeks have been really good for gaming and for streaming and everything. Everyone's been having a lot of fun. We're starting to get into the festive mood on the streams now. You could feel it. You know, the holidays are coming up, which is nice. And I've had a blast. But, ladies and gentlemen, I definitely need a break. Like, being here streaming every single day is a lot of fun. But at the same time, you know, it's got to be broken up. And I haven't had any significant time to spend with Kat in a while now. And we're very much looking forward to tomorrow, for sure. Because we definitely need it, okay? We need the time away. And the time together in particular, you know. So, today will be a good day, and a good way to end off this, 9 straight days of crazy streaming with some fun gameplay. What are we doing today? Okay. First, it's 4+ hours of Hitman 2. Yesterday, I really enjoyed the game, although, admittedly, I had some difficulty with the first major mission in the game. But then things picked up from there, and I started to get back into the groove of how to do it. And I realized that the game's really fun if you just try to figure everything out for yourself. But if you happen to get stuck, following along one of the main storyline mission structures is not a bad thing. In fact, it makes the game significantly more fun if you get stuck, if you can just keep moving on rather than walking in circles trying to figure shit out, which is what I was trying to do. And that's kind of the approach I'm going to take for Hitman 2. Figure out as much as I can on my own. Try to do these major mission things by myself. And, see what I stumble across. Just kind of wandering around and exploring the maps naturally. And if I can beat the missions in that method, great. But if not, if I end up having some difficulty and I need to, use one of those guides, the mission guides that are in-game in order to do a major storyline to progress, then I'll do it, Anything to keep the playthrough moving and interesting. And I think once I figured that out yesterday, it ended up being much better. Like, that last stage in Colombia was really fun. And even though I did, mess up a few times, I had to reload trying to do creative ways to assassinate people. In general, I think it was pretty fun, and I'm looking forward to more today, okay? So, Hitman 2, so far so good. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to more. Last night, I played almost 3 hours of Spyro the Dragon 2, and man, is that game good. It's just as good as the first game, in my opinion, The exploration, the puzzles, the new graphics and music, right? Everything about this game is pretty great, and it was a lot of fun playing it after being away from Spyro for a year. To play the sequel, it's really, really good. So I'm looking forward to a lot more of that tonight. And hoping that you guys will join me for that later tonight, because I really did enjoy Spyro last night. It was great, okay? So that's what's on the docket for today. That's the agenda. Tomorrow's my day off, okay? What I'm going to do, here's what I'm going to do. During my day off, I'm going to hold a poll on Twitter to determine what game ends up being my main gameplay stream for Friday when I return back from my day off, okay? And the choices obviously will be either Hitman 2 or Spyro 2. Whatever ends up winning the poll will be the main featured stream. And then my nighttime, late night stream on Friday will be more Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Then on Saturday, whatever I didn't play on Friday will be the main gameplay stream on Saturday. And then Saturday night will be the continuation of Dragon Quest XI, okay? Now this Sunday, okay, I think I may, this Sunday, actually do 2 streams. I'm not 100% going to promise that yet, but I may. Usually I don't, but this week in particular, I was looking, I was like, man, I really don't have any patron stuff I need to do this week. I don't think I have any bills or anything I need to pay or anything like that. So I'm thinking, hey, maybe I will do a double stream this coming Sunday, in which case it'll, again, would be one of these major new releases, the main stream, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe some Blackout gameplay. Maybe I'll go back to Assassin's Creed. I'm not sure. We'll see what I feel like doing, okay? Then on Monday and Tuesday, it'll be kind of more of the same, you know, the new one of the new releases as the main stream and balancing it out with the other playthroughs at night. So I'll be streaming for 5 straight days upon my return on Friday. It'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all straight days of streaming. Then it's going to be Wednesday, November 21st, okay, will be my next day off. So 5 straight days of streaming until my next day off. And then, of course, after that, we've got Thanksgiving and the Black Friday time. And by the way, this year, Black Friday, for me, is the beginning of the holiday season. If you're going to see what I'm going to do is, on Thanksgiving, I'm going to be spending some time with Kat. We're going to have a nice Thanksgiving dinner, nice relaxing time together here at night. But I'm also going to decorate the office for Christmas. And I'm also going to introduce a new mascot. That's right. People loved Potion so much that I've decided to bring a new mascot in for Christmas. And the mascot will be introduced on that day, Black Friday, which is November 23rd, okay? You know, and then for a month after that, it'll be the Christmas celebration leading into Christmas time. Very nice. So there you go. That's the rough schedule for the next, couple of weeks. In addition to that, ladies and gentlemen, I have great news. If you were not here last night, you definitely need to get caught up on this. Get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, a momentous announcement. As of last night, we hit all of our subscriber goals for the month of November. We hit 525 subs and then 550 subs, okay? What this means is very important. It means that, number one, I will be doing a holiday gaming marathon on or around Christmas. It's probably not going to be on Christmas. It'll probably be a day or two beforehand. That makes a lot more sense because a lot more people will be available to be here and watch me do it a day or two before Christmas, okay? I will be playing a variety of games. All right, it's not just going to be holiday-themed games this year. It's going to be a variety of games based on what people nominate and vote on, which we're going to mention in a moment how you can get in on that, because you may want to nominate and vote on games to be played during this marathon, right? So, it's going to be a marathon day of gaming. I'm going to be dressed up in Christmas attire, whether it's Christmas sweaters or hats and the like. Some from last year, and I am going to get some new stuff for this year, too. I will be drinking. Yes. I will be drinking, my friends. What will I be drinking? A variety of stuff. Eggnog, because I had the eggnog last year and loved it so much. I'm bringing that back. Different kinds of holiday crafted beers. And maybe some other stuff, too. We'll see. We'll see as it gets closer what kind of stuff I can find to get for this holiday marathon. Okay? Yes, so that's going to happen. And because we hit the Tier 2 goal, which was the 550 subs, okay, guess what? Are you guessing? Did you figure it out yet? No? Okay, I'll tell you. I'm going to be doing a holiday edition of DSP Tries It, okay? Holiday edition of DSP Tries It, where I'm going to be reviewing a holiday-themed product. I've already found the product. It's perfect for this. It really is. And being that this is Christmas, and People really seemed to enjoy the holiday edition of Ask the King that I did for Halloween with the Nightmare King sandwich. I think people will really enjoy this episode. I'm going to go all out. I'll probably dress up for it. It's going to be great. I hope you guys are excited. Okay? I certainly hope that that you guys are looking forward to the holiday shenanigans. So, holiday gaming marathon, holiday DSP tries it that will premiere during said marathon. It's going to be great. And I hope that, you guys will be excited for it. Now, since we're already talking about it, the next logical thing that I should roll into is, well, how could you get control and be a part of these events besides just attending, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, every single month I have a Patreon pledge campaign over at patreon.com where you guys, your monthly pledges to my Patreon obviously help me out, but earn you personal perks as a thank you for your contributions. This month in particular, if you pledge $5 or more to my Patreon by the end of November, you're going to be able to nominate and vote on the games that will be played during the holiday event. And it could be anything. It's fair game. It could be Street Fighter. It could be Call of Duty. It could be Dark Souls. It could be, you know what I mean? It could be anything. You could pick any game that's basically reasonable for me to get my hands on. Is fair game for this event. Now, I'm going to be drinking, so can you imagine me trying to drink and play a fighting game online and stuff? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how this is going to go. I'm being quite honest with you. It's probably not going to be the best experience depending on what games get voted on, right? But the thing is, it's a Christmas event. It's meant to just be messing around. It's not serious stuff, so it should be pretty fun regardless, right? So if you want to be one of the people to actually create and formulate this Christmas event, please head over to patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Please pledge $5 or more by the end of this month, and you will be one of the people nominating and voting on these games. It's going to be a ton of fun. I cannot wait. I certainly hope that you cannot wait for the holiday event. It's coming up, guys, all right? So that's great, positive news. I'm very excited. I want to say thanks to anyone who's been supportive here on the streams recently. Very much appreciated, and in particular the people last night who went nuts with the subs. That was very, very much an awesome thing, and it was an awesome surprise because, we had been floating around the sub goals for a while. Like, we had been right up to them and then didn't make them, and then the subs would plummet back down again and then go back up and then down. And we were kind of bouncing around between 475 to like 515, 520 subs for a good 2 weeks here. And it was like, man, are we ever going to hit this goal? Every time we get close, then they plummet again. So last night, people went all out. We're very generous. Excuse me. And it was certainly much appreciated. So, thank you. Okay, everybody. So, here's the deal. I don't want to do a big plug segment today. I just don't feel like it. I want to jump into new games. And you guys know if you cheer, sub, or tip today, you'll get a shout out. You know the rules about not bringing in negativity or drama or referencing negative memes or doing politics or that kind of stuff, religion in the chat. You guys know all the rules, all right? I'm not going to go into them into super detail today. I'm just not. But what I will say is this, guys. Today, if you want to help me out the most, and I really do need the help right now, please tip me on the stream. If you have the option to say, gee, I want to help Phil out today, how can I help him? Tipping me helps me the most. And the reason being is because right now, financially, I'm broke. I mean that. I'm broke. What happened is, over the summer, YouTube ad revenues plummeted for me because they took away my ads for 3 weeks. Then I changed my video format to longer videos. And it took quite a long time for my YouTube channel to kind of get back on its own feet. So I've been kind of behind on money ever since then. Now, in addition to that, as you guys know, I left my partnership on YouTube with Curse, so that made it so that my money was kind of not only decreased but staggered as well when I get paid. I used to get paid on the 10th of every month. Now I get paid on the 20th or later for YouTube. Now, in addition to all of that, Twitch, has been my main source of income for the past, many months. Since the summer, basically, Twitch has taken over as my main source of income. And don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. Twitch has been great. But Twitch doesn't pay me until like the 15th of the month, usually. And right now I'm in a pickle because almost all my bills clear before then. Like almost every single bill that I pay in the month clears between the 1st and the 13th. And it's really annoying because basically the way that I had things set up previously worked. because my payments would come in and it's in tune with all of my bills and everything. Now they don't. Now I get all my payments around the same exact time of the month, but then all my bills come through before, and I'm like, shit, the money's not here yet. And this is what happened to me this week. All my bills came due. Twitch didn't pay me yet. And so I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Now I have no money. You know? So this sucks. It really does. It's no one's fault. It's just a shitty situation with all the stuff that changed over the last few months in regards to the YouTube situation and everything that, you know, I'm in a tough time right now. I am. All right? So, if you want to help me out the most today, all right, the best way that you can help me is tipping me, because tips I get right away, and I'll be able to put those right towards my bills, right into the bank account, until basically this freaking Twitch payment comes through, which was at the latest it's supposed to be the 15th of the month. Last month it came through on the 12th. I just looked it up. I was like, man, that was useful because it came through early. It didn't come through early this month, so now that's why I'm kind of screwed. So please consider tipping me if you can. How do you tip? There's two ways. If you look below my stream, there's a tip jar button you can click on, or you can type in !tip into the stream chat. That'll also bring up a link that brings you to my tips page. Again, if you have the option, listen, I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. Anything you guys contribute, cheers, subs, you know, Patreon, Teespring, my new Teespring line of product, the holiday merch has launched and all that. So anything is appreciated, but you know, right now tipping me would help me the most. Okay, guys. Okay. Oh, my nose. All right. I think it's time for shout-outs. It's time for shout-outs, okay? For those who have contributed, let's give them a shout-out. Excuse me. Let's see here. All right. So overnight, we had a couple people who contributed. We have Golden Colts, who did a 95-bit cheer and says, "It's Wednesday, my dudes." Indeed it is. And indeed, it is another full day of streaming. So, very nice. Thank you very much, Golden Colts, for the support lately. Then we had Turbo Cricket, who subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Turbo Cricket, for the sub overnight. Appreciate that. And now, for people who have contributed during today, we have Mr. Candylander, who was gifted a subscription from Lav. So, thank you very much, Lav, for the support. And congrats, Mr. Candylander, on receiving the gifted subscription. Very nice. Kmart Manager did a 50-bit cheer. Says, "Are you going to create official Darkside Phil gang and Red Dead Redemption 2 online?" I don't know. The thing is, we don't know almost anything about it at all. We haven't gotten any information about Red Dead 2 online. I find it funny that we have no clue what's going on with this. You know what I mean? Like, even with Grand Theft Auto Online, even though we barely got any information, we kind of knew basics about it. We don't know anything about Red Dead Online. Like, nothing's been revealed. Besides, we keep getting told that it's probably supposed to be out this month, but I don't know, man. We're already halfway through November, and we've got zero information about this. That kind of tells me I don't think it's coming out this month. I don't know. I got a vibe that it's not coming out this month. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm off base, and Rockstar will surprise all of us and say, "Surprise, it's coming out like tomorrow or something," you know, something crazy. But I don't know. I'm just not getting that vibe that it's coming out this month at all. Like, maybe it's going to get delayed. Maybe it's not quite ready. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But, you know, I'm not saying anything about gangs. I'm not saying anything about it at all until it's out. We've played it. We see what it is. And then we try to figure stuff out for ourselves. Okay? Fair enough? All right. All right. Shout out to the Lollika, who says, "I can't watch the stream. I had to do something. Sorry. Anyway, do you give people second chances on anything, whether it's in chat or social media? Because for me, it's okay to give second chances and overlook if they learn their lesson. Anyway, hope that you and Kat have a lovely day." All the time. All the time we get people who are contacting, you know, us. And when I say us, I mean me and the mod staff. Basically saying, listen, you know, maybe I got banned or kicked or whatever at one point, but I'd like to apologize, and I would like to make an honest effort to come back and be better and not troll or not do something stupid that violates the rules. And we review those on a case-by-case basis, dependent on what was the situation when the person actually got moderated to begin with. Okay? So, yeah. And And then, you know, you get people who honestly, you know, maybe did make an honest mistake, or maybe were just being kind of silly and got caught up in the moment of doing something negative, and then they come back and they're fine. And then you get people who are just complete assholes, you know? Like, perfect example here. We had a guy who was in the stream chat for a few weeks, actually, and wasn't being too bad. Then all of a sudden started doing detractor memes and insulting stuff towards me. So he got moderated appropriately. Then I get an email overnight, the day when he gets moderated, okay? Oh, I'm so sorry. You know, I got caught up in the moment, and I'm actually a real fan of yours, and I swear I'll never do it again. So please unban me. Okay, so I said, okay, fine. He apologized, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. So I unban him overnight, and I actually tell my mod staff that I've unbanned this guy, so that they all know why he's back. Next day, which was yesterday, actually, he comes back into the stream chat. Immediately, he's doing negative detractor stuff and insulting stuff, and he gets permanently banned again, and that's it, you know? And, you know, I go back to my mod staff. I'm like, man, that was short-lived. And someone's like, yeah, well, the guy's name apparently was based off of a detractor meme for another streamer. And I'm like, now, how stupid is that? Like, first of all, to even make your name based off of a detractor meme, right? Number two, to come into someone else's chat who doesn't know anything about this other content creator and to basically, like, be negative there. It's like, what was the point? And then what was the point of apologizing just to come back and immediately get banned again? It wasn't even like this person got anything out of it. It was just a complete waste of everyone's fucking time, you know? But that's what I mean. Like, we got to be careful, because for every person who maybe gets a little bit too excited and gets wrapped up in stuff and violates the rules and gets moderated and then legitimately says, you know what, I'll come back and I'll be better. For every person like that, we've got a person who's basically just a dick, you know, who just wants to ruin stuff for everyone and spam stream chat and do stupid shit. So, you know, the bottom line is, it is what it is. There's not much you can do about it. You just got to review it by case basis. But in general, I am pretty forgiving and lenient, you know, as long as someone, you know, seems to be sincere in their apology, I'll accept it. However, there are some cases where there's people who were just chronic misbehaviors, and they thought that they could just continuously apologize and come back, and I've had enough. So there are a few people who systematically try to get back into this fucking stream, and they're never coming back. Okay? Okay. Shout out to Knows Nobody, who did a 200-bit cheer, and that actually makes Knows Nobody today's top cheerer. So let me go ahead and get Knows Nobody up on the leaderboard. Thank you very much for the cheer. Oh, I got a yawn. It's very cloudy and, like, dreary today here in Washington. Like, it almost looks like it's almost like nighttime outside. It's that, like, kind of like real heavy cloud-covered dreariness. So I'm trying to wake up by drinking my Kickstart here. My body, sometimes, if there's no sunlight, sometimes my body, just is sluggish, you know? And it's nothing to do with, you know, anything but the fact that it kind of is a cloudy day outside, so gotta wake up. I got people to assassinate, man. Alright, so anyway. Knows Nobody did a 200-bit cheer. He says, I'm currently playing Zelda Wind Waker HD and much enjoy it, which got me curious, which is your favorite Zelda game? That's a tough question. I would say, out of all the Zelda games that I've played over the years, I have 3 favorites. If you're talking retro, definitely Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Okay, definitely my favorite. If you're talking modern, then yeah, I would say Breath of the Wild is probably the most modern game that I've enjoyed. Now, if you're talking Zelda games that I've played over the years, keep in mind, I've played almost every major game, including Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. I'm trying to think, like, what are some of the ones? Oh, what was the other one? Skyward Sword. I did not play any of the handheld ones, so I didn't play, like, Spirit Tracks. I never played, what was the other one? Oh, Legend of Zelda. It was not Link to the Past. It's the one that was, on the Nintendo 3DS that played like Link to the Past. I never played, like, I had it. I only played it for, like, 3-4 hours. I never got far in it, and I still own it, I believe. So that's a playthrough eventually one day I could do. If people actually wanted to see me do, like, a retro throwback style game that's more modern, I could play. I can't remember the name of it, though. I can't remember the name of it because I never played it. Two Worlds? No, it wasn't called Two Worlds. Wasn't it A Link Between Worlds? Right? Is that what it was? A Link Between Worlds? Okay. Yeah, I would love to play that. You know, I never played it. But, alright, so out of all those, I would probably say out of all those, I think Wind Waker was really fun. I think I really did like Wind Waker a lot. Because it had the element of sea exploration. And remember, there were like storms on the sea and stuff going on. And it basically made it feel very different from other Zelda games. It had like an originality concept to it. So my answer would be classic, Link to the Past, modern, Breath of the Wild, kind of middle range, I'd probably say Wind Waker. I don't think I have a definitive, oh, this is my favorite Zelda game, though. I love Zelda games, though. I think they're great. They're fun as hell. Okay, I received an anonymous dollar tip. And they said, in regards to Fallout 76 and Battlefield 5, you could just say you don't want to play a game. In fact, it's probably better to do that than search for reasons not to play a game or try to make a poll come out negative for it. Number one, I never tried to make any poll come out negative for anything. I just put up polls to try to get public opinion, as I've explained many times. Number two, there's nothing about, oh, you have to find reasons to not play them because you don't want to play them. The reason I don't want to play them is because of reasons. I didn't wake up one morning and say, I just don't want to play Fallout 76, so fuck it. Let me try to find 25 excuses not to play it. No, the reasons I don't want to play Fallout 76 are the things that I've stated. It's a co-op only game. That's the whole concept of it. Playing it solo probably isn't fun at all based on the way they designed it. It's going to be a game that has the gimmick of co-op, much like Destiny 2, The Division, and many other games. It'll be fun for a few sessions, like Destiny 2 was last year, and then after 3 sessions, I'll hate the game or be bored with it and not want to ever play it again. So why spend $60 on it? You know? I'm not going to sit here and say, like, a lot of people have also criticized the game and said, oh, the shooting's not as good as Fallout 4, and it's the same assets of Fallout 4 and all that. I'm not going to criticize that because I haven't played the game to actually have those as valid criticisms, but the core premise of the game is something I'm not interested in. I don't want to just sit here and play a co-op only game. I want to play a real fun Fallout game, and it doesn't seem like that's what this experience is. So why waste $60 on it for something I'm only going to play a few times? You know what I mean? Plus, I'm already playing a million other games. And to take time away from those games for a game I'm only going to play 3 times probably isn't worth it. That's not me just trying, oh, he's trying to find reasons and justify it. That's the reasoning behind it. That's how intelligent humans handle stuff like this. Like, we look for reasons to do things, and then we do them. We don't just do things on a whim. Oh, I'm just not playing Fallout 76 on a whim. No reasoning behind it. No, there's reasoning behind it. It was the same thing with Battlefield 5. I hated the beta. I played the beta, and I was so fucking bored with it. I thought it was such a terrible, terrible attempt for them to say that they were making a new game, when in reality, this definitely was Battlefield 1 with a new skin on it. That's why I'm really not interested in playing it. It's not that I'm trying to find a poll to fucking justify it, you know? But it's like I said, sometimes my polls will actually influence me. So here's a perfect example. With Battlefield 5. If I put out a poll asking, should I play Battlefield 5? Alright? And if the poll said 95% yes, you should be playing Battlefield 5, what are you, crazy if you're not? Then maybe I would have been more skewed towards playing it. But the poll's pretty much split, where it's like kind of 50% of the people are saying don't play it, and 50% of the people are saying play it, or whatever. I'm like, well, if that's the case, then obviously there's really even not that much demand to even see it. So why the hell am I going to fucking buy this game and, you know, be bored with it? There's no point, you know? So that's where I get my reasoning. It's, you know, I swear to God, people just like, they flip out over this shit. Oh my God, Phil held a poll on his Twitter and he didn't listen exactly to what the results said. Why'd he even hold the poll? Oh my God. People just look for reasons to complain. I mean, seriously. Just think about this, guys. All right? You got to think about it in a... You got to put this all into perspective, all right? We're in the midst of one of the busiest hardcore gaming seasons in history. We had a ridiculous amount of releases, pretty much all high-quality AAA releases as well, is what I should bring up. They're all good games that released within a month and a half's period of time. It's been almost impossible for me to juggle all of these crazy good new releases. It just has been. It's been a daunting task. Like games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it's been a month and I'm, you know, barely got 60-70% into the game. But I'm doing my best, you know, and I'm streaming, by the way, if you take a look at the amount I'm gaming and streaming, it's more than ever. Like, some days I'm streaming 8+ hours, if not more, every day, and putting out that video content on YouTube. It's not like, oh, you know, Phil can't keep up with the new releases anymore because he cut back. No, I've scaled up the amount that I'm streaming and covering games. The issue is just there's so many that have come out in a short period of time, okay? You gotta realize that I'm going to have to probably not play every game. Okay, this is just being realistic here. This is 2018, and in 2018, there's many things going on. I have a life outside of streaming, and even though a lot of the times that life takes a backseat to me sitting here and streaming with you guys, because this is how I make my money, it still has to sometimes take priority. I have to have a day a week where I can spend it with my girlfriend. You know what I mean? I just have to have it for peace of mind and to have a healthy life and a healthy relationship. It has to happen. I can't be here every single day, all fucking day long. Okay? I just can't. So when you look at all these games coming out, eventually, all right, you've got to come down to a point where you're like, okay, I'm just doing too much. I'm doing too much. There's no way that I could keep up at this pace, or I could continuously be adding more games and more games and more games to the games that I'm doing ongoing playthroughs of. And so this is a case where within 2 weeks, there's 2 games that just seem to me like they're not going to be very interesting for my viewing audience or me. I'm already in the midst of many other things that I need to play. Why am I going to go crazy here, right? Why? Why would I go crazy? I'll just cut them. Okay? Okay. Fair enough. There you go. All right. Eternal Napalm cheered. He said, DSP, are you looking for something to play Sunday? I recommend checking out Black Ops 4 Zombies. The map 9 is super fun. I never played Zombies before. People are saying there are big changes. See, that's one of the things that also I should bring up. There's games that I've played that I haven't even touched the surface of the content of the game. Like, Black Ops 4, I've been playing Blackout about once a week. So that's, what, 2 to 3 hours tops a week. I haven't played the multiplayer since launch day. I haven't played Zombies at all. And I own this game. There's content that I haven't even touched in a lot of the games that I own because there's been so many games out, I just don't have time for it, you know? So, you know, it is what it is. You know, why am I going to keep adding new games and buying new games and adding them to the things I'm doing when I have all these other things that are unfinished and not even played or experienced yet, right? So, as for this Sunday, will I be playing Zombies? No. I think eventually I may check out the Zombies mode, but at this point, I don't really have any desire to jump in and try to do it yet. Maybe I'll do some multiplayer of Black Ops 4. I don't know yet. Like I said, let's leave it open. Let's see how the week progresses and goes. And go play it by ear and go from there. Okay? Knows Nobody did another 100-bit cheer. He said, I'm feeling unusually good today. I hope you're having a good day too. Okay? I am indeed having a good day. Thank you, Knows Nobody. Mr. Clean tipped me $1. He says, I always wanted to meet Stan Lee and never had the opportunity to meet him. Sad that the king of cameos is gone. Yeah, I agree. You know, again, not that we're going to get into a massive discussion again like we did the other day, because literally like an entire stream, all we did was talk about Stan the Man. You know, much deserved, much praise for the amount of stuff that he did over the course of his life, creating or co-creating Marvel Comics, creating tons and tons of superheroes over the years. Always a guy, a man of action, a man of the fans, always wanted to be out amongst the people, meeting and greeting and doing all kinds of fun stuff. You're absolutely right, the king of cameos. He loved his creation so much he wanted to be in all their movies, which was really neat. You know, he's a good guy. You know, like I said, we all have been positively influenced by Stan the Man, I think, in one way or another. Millions upon millions of people worldwide have been affected and touched in a positive way by this guy. And, you know, that's an amazing thing to say, that someone had that much of an impact on the planet. So, rest in peace to Stan the Man. Hodor Targ cheered. And it's when I read something like this, it's hard to see if this guy's being serious or not, or if he's trying to be facetious. I'm going to read what he said. Let's see what you guys think. He says, sad to hear that Twitch forgot to pay you. Now, I never even said that. That's not what happened at all. But, you know, he's spinning it in a way to make it sound silly. Can you describe a little bit how tough it is living paycheck to paycheck? Even though I'm a poor student, I still got financial reserves. People don't realize adults like you who make decent money have tons of financial obligations which drag them down. Yeah. The bottom line is, even though I make good money, that money immediately goes out to everything. Like, and this year has been rough for me because this year, financially, things kind of went sour. And it's not like, for example, oh, I wasn't making good money. It was everything else. Like, all the credit card companies who I have credit cards with doubled their minimum payments. Because if you guys didn't hear in the news, because of everything going on in the government and everything, I definitely don't want to get into a political discussion here. But basically, interest rates went up this year. So all credit card rates went up. And credit card companies freaked and said, oh, shit. We've got to make sure that people are paying enough to pay down their credit cards. So basically, all my minimum payments doubled on my credit cards this year. So I'm not even exaggerating here. Probably more than $1,000 a month that I used to make. That used to be, oh, save this. This goes towards taxes, or this goes towards a fund if I need money for something. Is now blown frivolously on credit card payments. And there's nothing I can do about that. I don't have money to pay off my credit cards. So, this is money that I used to easily have flexibility, and it's gone. Just gone like that. In an instant. Fucking gone. All of my taxes went up this year. Not my income tax, but everything else. Property tax and the like. Everything went up this year. A lot of stuff went up. Insurance. My insurance payments all went up this year. There's things behind the scenes that you guys don't realize. Especially, let me put it this way. If you guys are young, okay? If you guys are young, enjoy it. Because when I was young, I had very little financial obligations anywhere. Whatever money I made pretty much got saved up for whatever I wanted to spend it on. If I wanted to go on a trip to go play Street Fighter, I would go fly across the country and go play Street Fighter in a tournament. If I wanted to save up to buy something nice for myself, a game system, clothes, whatever, I had the capability of doing that. I don't even have that anymore. Like, it's funny because some people, they watch a stream and they'll be like a really good stream where people are very positive and contributing a lot. Wow, Phil just made a ton of money and this is amazing. He's going to go out and really, treat himself for the holidays. Like, no, that goes right towards my bills. And, that's just the situation I'm in, Now, behind the scenes, I am trying a few things to see if I can make it better. Because right now, as you guys know, I don't really bother you with my financial stuff these days. Last year, this seemed like the whole fucking year was just financials, and I don't want to bother you in 2018 with that kind of shit constantly. So I haven't really talked about it recently. But we're coming towards the end of the year here, and I basically am in a really tough situation where I don't have money for taxes, and I'm basically trying to do a few things to see if there's something I can do about that. Whether it means borrowing more fucking money or refinancing or doing things behind the scenes here, But it's tough. It really is tough. Like, right now, I'm being honest with you guys. I have no money. My bank account is empty. And I don't have money in there again until Twitch pays me. Twitch did not pay me late. Twitch usually pays me around the 15th of the month. It's like I said, it used to be all my payments came in early in the month. I used to get Patreon. I used to get YouTube. And everything would come in within 3 or 4 days at the beginning of the month. YouTube usually came in around the 10th of the month. So all my payments would come at the beginning of the month. Now this year, my Patreon declined dramatically because I made a focus on streaming, not on Patreon. So I used to make a certain amount on Patreon. I make about half as much now. So the number one, that's a massive decline right there of money that I used to get early in the month. I don't. Now YouTube's paying me late in the month. They're paying me like the 20th or 25th or something when they used to pay me on the 10th. So all the money's coming in much later than it used to, but all my bills are due at the same time. So it's screwing me over when it comes to timing. It's not the money, it's the timing of the money that screws me over. And the thing that really gets me about all of this, okay, is the fact that overdrafting at a bank account destroys you. Every time my bank account gets overdrafted, it's a $35 fee. And already I can tell you it's probably happened about twice already this month. So just think about that. That adds up. If it happens, a bunch of times, you're talking hundreds of dollars of fees, and I just don't have the money for it. You know what I mean? Like, even though I could be making good money, which I am, I owe it all to other people. So it immediately comes in and goes right the fuck back out. And it sucks. It could really feel sometimes like there's a weight on my shoulders that, how am I ever going to get out of this situation? And it sucks because sometimes when it looks like I'm doing good, then all of a sudden something else happens, right? Last year in particular, things were looking great, and then we had the whole tax situation with the state. That screwed me over. That cost me, no lie, by the time that was done, the whole state taxes situation that was fucked up probably cost me about $5,000, out of nowhere by the end of it. Because basically it was so bad, man. It was just like, not only did I have to figure out how to pay the state taxes, then I had to pay the fucking accountant so much money. He billed me so much money for his work. It was insane. And guess where that went? Right onto the credit cards. Because I didn't have $5,000 lying around, so it went right to the credit card. See what I mean? If you're young, enjoy it. Seriously. Enjoy the life you have. Enjoy the freedom before you get tied down in all kinds of financial shit. And just do the most with your young life while you can before you get tied up in all this kind of crap. Alright? So, all that being said, I appreciate your concern if it's legit Hodartarg. I'm not exactly sold on that it is. But I just want to say, again, thanks to everyone who does contribute. You guys are awesome. And in particular, right now, because of the tough patch I'm in, if you could tip me today, that's the way to help me out the most. Alright? Alright. Continuing on. Excuse me. Play Cool cheered. He says, how can people that were permanently banned that still enjoy your streams and are regretful about what they did come back? I mean, they cannot comment here aside whispers to users. They email me, darksidephil@hotmail.com, and tell me your name and tell me the situation, and I'll review it and determine whether or not, you warrant being restored or not. And there's a lot of people who've been restored, okay? Alrighty then. Paladin Maxon has resubbed for the second month in a row. Thank you, Paladin Maxon, for the resub. I appreciate that. Last Rambo cheered. He said, you would have liked Wind Waker less if you played the GameCube version because they made the sea exploration less tedious in the Wii U version. Oh, really? Yeah, I did. I really liked it on Wii U. I thought it was very entertaining, and I liked the sea exploration. Always seeing stuff fun on the horizon, looking for hidden treasure, the storms, everything. Like, I really enjoyed that game. It was very, like I said, very different from other Zelda games. So, I guess it's good to hear that I played the better version, and I don't know how it was tedious on the GameCube. T-Dubs cheered. Says, the people that don't understand why reasoning affects decisions are most likely the same people that operate being told to do what to do and how to think. Yeah, oh my god, Phil's making excuses for not playing these games. No, those are called reasons that I'm not playing the games. It's the logical reasoning behind it. If you just want to be told that Fallout 76 is an amazing game, you absolutely must play it by a fucking marketing team who's been hyping the game and been paid to hype it for the past 3 months, then you believe whatever you're told. Go right ahead and go play it, I'm not one here to tell you, oh, don't play something, Just because I'm not playing it doesn't mean you shouldn't, okay? Same thing with Battlefield 5. I've heard a lot of people hyping the shit out of the game, and if you want to believe that and go play it, go ahead. I'm not one to say one way or the other what you should or shouldn't be doing. Okay? But all I can do is make judgments for myself. Okay. I got another anonymous dollar tip. Oh my god, it's the same guy. He says, I wasn't criticizing your decision to skip Fallout 76 and Battlefield 5. I was just saying you don't need to run a poll or give a list of reasons. You can just say you're not interested or there's other stuff you'd rather play or finish. That's what I did. Oh my, I'm not going to focus on this anymore. I don't waste any more time. Shout out to Lucifer Soul who has subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much, Lucifer Soul, for the sub. Appreciate that. Tazariel cheered. He says, dude, get rid of your condo. Stop saying you can't. You absolutely can. Taking a bath and losing on it is better than just paying for it and for nothing. Wrong. Absolutely wrong, Tazariel. So here's the deal with the condo in Connecticut. I can't get rid of it. I still owe around $100,000 on it. Yet at the most I could sell for it is around $60,000. I don't have $40,000 to pay off the rest of the mortgage. Okay, I don't. So legally I can't do that. If I were to just stop paying the mortgage, okay, it could probably take years, and I mean years, for them to say, the bank say, oh, he's not paying it, let's foreclose on it and try to take this condo from him. This would be years of them destroying my credit. And by the way, my credit would then probably be destroyed for about 8 years after that. Meaning if I ever need credit for anything, I don't have it. And by the way, if my credit tanked, all my credit cards and everyone would probably cancel them. So that's stuff, liquidity that I need in order to operate the business that I wouldn't have anymore because everything would be canceled. I wouldn't have and be able to use any kind of credit whatsoever. So it would ruin me financially if I were to just stop paying the condo. Oh, by the way, in addition, if I were somehow by some miracle be able to sell the condo, let's say I convinced my mortgage company somehow to take $60,000 for something that I owe $100,000 on, guess what? They tax that like income. So let's say I sold that condo for $60,000 and I just use it to pay the mortgage and we're done. Guess what? I would then later on that year have to pay money as if I made $60,000 profit. So yeah, that would be considered $60,000 extra income on top of what I made that year. Can you imagine the additional taxes I would owe the federal government for that? And by the way, that's money I wouldn't have because the money would go right to pay the mortgage off. It's not like I would have $60,000 in my pocket, yet the government would still charge me taxes on that, like I made profit when I didn't. So I am completely 100% stuck with that fucking condo, and can't get rid of it. Okay, at all. And it sucks. It's a shitty situation, okay? Basically, the way I see it now, I've now owned that condo for about 10 years. I bought it in 2009. So now when I make my mortgage payments, it's going to start going more towards the principal than the interest, okay? A lot of you have no idea what I'm talking about, and that's okay. But basically, in the next few years, the more I pay that condo, the more it's going to pay down what I owe. And I'm hoping within, say, 5 to 8 more years, I'll finally have paid it off enough that now I can sell it for the equal amount and get rid of it. Okay? I hope. I really fucking hope. So we'll see. All right? We'll see. We'll see what happens. But no, there's nothing I can do with that condo. And anyone who thinks I can, you're basically incredibly uninformed. And you don't know what you're talking about. Okay? Ren Jesse James Cheers. It's a shame you don't have my bank. 9.75% interest on the credit card and 1.85% on the savings with all my $75. Anyway, would you consider going solar? I'm having panels installed today, and the salesman claimed it's cheaper than the electric bill, but I'm pretty sure he took us for a ride. I'm pretty sure solar would not work out here in Washington State, considering the fact that although we do get a lot of sun during the summertime, especially now during the fall time, there's like no sun at all. It's complete cloud cover and rain constantly throughout the fall and winter. So I don't think it would be making much sense to try to be gathering solar power when the sun's not out. See what I mean? Okay. Oh my God. Excuse me. Let's see here. All right, Hodor Tark cheered. He says, in no way did I mean to be any kind of a spin doctor. Okay. All right, well, fair enough. He says, I thought you get money in the middle of the month, and Twitch is just late in a rare instance. I mean, they're not late at all. Like I said, they're not late at all. So it's not an issue of, oh, they're late or anything like that. It's an issue of, basically, since all of my money that comes in changed since the summer, because like I said, I'm not partnered with Curse anymore. When I would get paid around the 10th of the month. That now doesn't happen. Now I get paid later in the month from YouTube. So that was one major payment that I used to get. That used to be earlier. That's much later. Oh, by the way, that payment when it comes in is way less now because YouTube revenue has really, bottomed out ever since the summer when all that crap happened to my YouTube channel. So it's like a double whammy. Not only am I getting paid later, I'm getting paid less. And I haven't recovered from that. I'm not even into a set schedule that works right now where, all my bills are clearing properly. No, every month I'm basically, you guys are contributing, and as tips and stuff come in, I'm shuffling money around to my bank account, and I'm shuffling money here and there to try to get money into position to pay everything, and it hasn't evened out yet, Quite frankly, I don't know if and when it will, without me doing some other kind of action behind the scenes, like I said, trying to refinancing and stuff like that. I don't know how it's going to, because it's just, every month now, everything's fluctuating everywhere. It's pretty crazy, okay? Anyway, enough about that. Let's continue on here, okay? I got a dollar troll tip. I'm not going to read that one. It Says Ariel has no idea what he's talking about. He still insists that he knows my entire life situation and thinks that he could solve all my problems for me. These are the kind of people that are frustrating. The know-it-alls. I know everything about everything, and I know that you could have a better situation. You don't know jack. You don't know anything. You don't know about my personal situation. You don't know my credit score. You don't know how much debt I have. You don't know anything about the housing market in Connecticut. You know nothing. But you think you're know-it-all, and just because you think you have a little bit of fucking knowledge about something, you think that you know everything, man. You gotta relax. You gotta relax and just understand, you know, the things that I reveal to you guys is very honest and open. I'm not making shit up, and I'm not spinning shit. I'm just being very real with you guys, and a lot of people don't like that. My God, why would Phil spend today's pre-stream talking about this stuff? Because someone asked, you know, and that's why, you know, but that's why I don't go on and on and on about this shit constantly. I'm not going to, you know. It's a waste of everyone's time for me to be constantly harping on it. I know last year, like I said, last year was a year that was real shitty because I had a state back taxes situation and all that shit going on, and it was not very pretty. And that's why this year, even though financially this year things have been very rough for me, I haven't been sharing that information with you guys because I don't want to inundate you with that shit constantly. You know what I mean? But, you know, being a know-it-all like that doesn't help anything. Oh, I just know that Phil could be doing things better, but he just refuses to do it. Are you... I mean, that's nuts. Yes, you're right. There's so many ways things could be better, but I just refuse. You're right. I refuse to have a better situation for myself. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, my God, these people. Anyway, let's continue. Kmart manager, the article you read is what's called a spin article. It's not correct. He says... I just read an article that Amazon's going to have a second HQ that's going to tank Seattle housing prices. What that's going to do, it's going to tank prices of people who actually want to live in the city of Seattle. That's it. It's not going to tank prices around here because around here we've got so many cool employers in this area. We've got Boeing. We've got Microsoft. Yes, we've got Amazon. Microsoft actually is apparently expanding out here to have even more. The housing market out here is very good. The thing is, the housing market out here was insane. Like, it was like the most competitive in the country. And now you're starting to see these, I call them panic articles. You know how you read an article, oh my God, did you hear chicken causes cancer? You know, stupid shit like that. Basically, there's a lot of panic articles like that out here recently. Oh my God, the housing market isn't seeing exponential growth like it's seen for the past 5 straight years. This is the end of everything. It's like, no, that's not how life works. But they got to make their headlines, you know? They got to get people to buy their fucking newspapers and shit. If you actually look into it, what they're basically saying is the housing market out here is incredibly healthy and everything's still selling for sky-high prices just compared to a few years ago, but it's not insane. It's not like the top housing market in the country anymore. That, for example, perfect example, Amazon is going to have a second headquarters somewhere in the United States, and they're assuming that wherever these new headquarters are going to be, those will be the hottest housing markets now because everyone wants to work for Amazon, so people are going to want to live there. You see, that's the truth of the matter. But then you read the fucking headline, and the headline says, oh, housing market in Seattle tanks. And you read it, you're like, well, no, actually, if you look at the facts, that's not happening. But they got to make their drama headline to get people to fucking... It's just like YouTube videos. We got to make that clickbait title and that ridiculous thumbnail in order to get you to watch the fucking video, even though that's not even what the fucking thing actually is. You know what I mean? So there you go. All right, T-Dubs just cheered and said, sorry you have to deal with this. Let's be clear. You say, not playing Fallout 76, fan of the franchise. It's a cash grab and a co-op will fade. It's least worth $60 and you're skipping it. You said all that in one single tweet. I don't understand why people aren't satisfied with that answer. You could have just said not playing it and not sharing my reason, but you know they would just move the goalpost. That's right. If I didn't give a justification for not playing a game, then I can tell you exactly, okay? I can tell you right now, I can tell you right now what the deal is. People would say, oh, Phil doesn't justify anything. He's really shooting himself in the foot. He doesn't listen to the fans, and he's not playing what we want to see. Therefore, he's a dinosaur, and he doesn't listen to feedback. See, he's a hypocrite. He said he listens. He doesn't listen. That's what happens. That you're right. They move the goalpost. Do one thing. Oh, that's not good enough. Do another thing. Oh, you did. You know, Why are you trying to justify not playing these games? Just say, just don't play them. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? So stupid. Okay. So anyway, guys, whoa, what a pre-stream. We've covered a ridiculous amount of weird topics that have nothing to do with gaming. I think it's now time to calm down, all right? So, reminder. I almost said Fallout 76, wow. Hitman 2 right now, about 4 hours of Hitman 2 right now on stream. Okay? Oh, by the way, I guess I should say anonymous dollar tip. I did get anonymous dollar tips here, so... There we go. Anonymous dollar tips. Actually, you know what? It was actually Mr. Clean. There was a guy whose name was Mr. Clean. So I'll put Mr. Clean on there as the top tipper for the day with that dollar tip. There we go. Okay. So Golden Cold said 105-bit cheers says, what do you think the next big bubble to burst in the US will be financially? Oh, I don't know. I haven't been following financial trends or anything recently. I'm not aware that there's anything that's been like incredibly prosperous. What I actually heard is that Starbucks actually is gonna probably see massive downsizing. That basically Starbucks blew up during a time period when everyone had a lot of money to go spend $5 on a cup of coffee, and now no one does anymore. And so like Starbucks massively overexpanded in the US. I mean, I live in Washington State, where there's a Starbucks on every corner, and you think I'm exaggerating? I'm not. There's actually, I'm not kidding you, there's a grocery store over here. There's a Starbucks, a standalone Starbucks in the parking lot as a building, and inside the grocery store, they have a Starbucks. In the same fucking parking lot, there's 2 Starbucks, okay? That's how crazy it is out here in Washington State with Starbucks and coffee. But from what I'm going to understand, you know, that company is actually going to basically end up downsizing soon because they massively overexpanded. They made this whole string of stores called Teavana, where they thought that they could sell tea just as much as coffee, and all the stores failed and they closed them all. So I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But I get the feeling what you're going to see is the luxury and frivolous kind of stores and like that's going to be the bubble that bursts. Those stores that can only exist when people have tons of extra money to blow, that shit's going to go away. Okay? I don't think that it could survive. Also, I think we're going to see a retail apocalypse. I really do. Like, retail stores are basically falling out of fashion. When you, like, Black Friday is next week, right? Black Friday is next week. And on Black Friday typically is the day when retail stores make a ton of money. If you just go online next week, you can get exactly the same deals, if not better deals, than what they're offering in brick and mortar stores that week. On like Amazon or Best Buy or other websites, you can get the same fucking deals. So why would you go and risk going to the store, you know, on those crazy ass shopping days when you could just order it online and get it within a week for free? You know, it doesn't make sense. And I think that I do think that what's going to end up happening is brick and mortar stores will still exist, but they're going to kind of become showrooms. And what I mean by that is you're going to go to the store to see the product in person and see it like be demonstrated for you. See, like, okay, I want to see what these TVs are. And you go to the store and you get to see the TV in person, you get to see the features, then you just get it online and just ship it to your house, right? And that's what it's going to turn into. Like, these brick and mortar stores can't exist anymore when everything online is cheaper. And there's a wider variety of selection online, and the hassle isn't there to have to go to the store anymore. You see what I mean? It's just going to be, everything's going to be a showroom. I mean, I can't, the only thing you'll need to go to buy in person is food. You know, food. Because you need to have that fresh. Everything else is going to be online. And I think that's going to be the future eventually. All right, shout out to 2 Bar King who did a 100-bit cheer. Ripley Atomic cheer says, Subway also expanded way too much. Well, Subway is a whole other thing. Subway basically single-handedly destroyed franchises like Blimpie and Quiznos with incredibly low-quality product just because it was cheap. It's kind of like how McDonald's destroyed a bunch of independent fast food chains because they could put out a low quality product for a cheap price. But I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Subway being in financial trouble. But maybe they are. I don't know. Ornight says, did I see the Super Smash Brothers commercial? No, I did not. And T-Dub says, I was looking at the retail trend last week. Sears recorded a record $65 billion loss last year. Believe it or not, the out-of-country stores didn't do well in America. The out-of-country sales keep them here in the country. Yeah, Sears it declared bankruptcy. Sears, which is a long-running American staple business, is going out of business. Pretty much. Like, they claim that they're going to try to keep the company afloat. But, again, another company, brick and mortar, and they very heavily rely on brick and mortar. They never really focused on online stuff. Never really evolved to the times. And they're falling apart at the seams. You can even see it. You go to a Sears store, and they're massively understaffed. The store's a mess. You know, like, it sucks. Sears used to be, like, the premier place if you wanted to go somewhere to buy a variety of products for the home. Or clothes, or hardware. Shit, you know, so much stuff you can get at Sears. And now they don't even have it. Like, they sold off Craftsman, which was their premier line of tools. They sold it off. They don't even have those anymore. They need to sell it off to try to make enough money to keep the company operating. So, all right. Well, I think we've definitely gone on too long on this pre-stream talking about completely off-topic stuff. I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's fun to talk with you guys about stuff like this. But at the same time, like, we have to eventually get to the topic of the stream, which is gaming. So I now am going to put a curtail on this and say thank you guys, everyone, for your cheering, subbing, and tipping and everything. And, you know, for your contributions. But we got to get to gaming now, okay? And actually, let's take a look at sub count. All right, for 548. Even though we got a bunch of subs, we went down. Not surprising, like I said, with subs expiring. All right, and one final reminder, guys. If you guys want to help me out the most right now because of what's going on financially with me, please tip me today. Tipping helps me the most today out of anything, okay? All right, thank you, guys. Let me burp to get that on my system, and then let's begin with Hitman 2. Get my headphones on here. Let's see what they got in store for me. I have no idea because, you know, yesterday we ended up and finished off the drug cartel mission, and I don't know what this next mission is going to be, but we're about to find out. All right.